Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Kelly and Mark Official, and new video. I hope everyone is well and having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Speculation has been going about for a considerable amount of time that the longtime co-host of Live might be getting ready to quit the show that was instrumental in defining daytime television. Fans are curious about a variety of topics, including the status of the negotiations for the contract and the preparations for who will take over behind the scenes. Some others even suggested that the most recent modifications to the program were an indication that a farewell tour was actually taking place. Kelly Ripa is now making her voice heard. As far as she is concerned, the discussion of retirement is far too early. A chuckle escapes Ripa's lips as she declares, "I've heard all the rumors. I guess I've retired 3 times this year alone. I must have missed the memo." In 2001, Ripa became a presenter on Live alongside the late Regis Philbin. She took on a position that would eventually become one of the most well-known in the field of daytime television. The initial endeavor, which was a chemical test, eventually developed into a partnership that lasted for more than 10 years. After Philbin quit the show in 2011, many people questioned whether or not it would still be entertaining without him. Ripa, on the other hand, remained, underwent transformation, and contributed to the beginning of a new era. A fresh aspect was brought to the show as a result of her on-air interaction with Ryan Seacrest, which combined comedy with a contemporary edge. Additionally, in the year 2023, when her husband Mark Consuelos officially joined her at the station, Liv underwent yet another transformation. Ripa was always present, regardless of the circumstances that arose. "I've gone through changes in co-hosts, formats, and studios, you name it," she explains further. "The only thing that hasn't changed is how much I love showing up every morning." Conversations regarding retirement. Immediately following Ripa's 25th anniversary on Live, the rumors became more widespread. The milestone was seen by some fans as a reasonable occasion to depart the band. Indeed, in terms of television years, a quarter century is almost equivalent to a lifetime. Ripa continues by saying, "I think people see 25 years and think that's the perfect bow to tie on a career. But I don't see it that way. For me, it's just a number. It's a really big number, sure, but it doesn't mean I'm packing up my coffee mug." There is no doubt in Ripa's mind that conversations on living a long life will take place. "Of course, I think about the future. I'm human," she adds in response. "But just because I think about the future doesn't mean I'm planning my retirement party." According to her, the fact that Live is a daily activity helps her stay energetic. Ripa makes the statement, "This show changes all the time. It's live TV. You can't just call it in. You can't be bored. If you're bored, the audience knows. And I'm not bored." Work for the family. There were others who believed that the moment Consuelos officially became her co-host was the moment that marked the end of an era. However, Ripa contends that it produced a new one, adding, "Working with Mark has been a gift," she says. "We've spent decades building a life together and raising kids together, sitting across from him every morning and laughing. That's not a sign of retirement, it's a sign of reinvention." She claims that the presence of her husband on set has contributed to her increased dedication to the show. Ripa says to herself, "I know how rare this is. We get to share this experience in a way that most couples don't. Why would I walk away from something that feels this special?" Physical prerequisites for watching live television. A few of individuals continue to maintain the belief that the demanding nature of regular live broadcasting might play a role. A show that is hosted 5 days a week requires a lot of energy, as well as discipline and planning. Certainly, Ripa acknowledges that it is challenging. She makes the statement, "Live TV is not for the faint of heart. It's early mornings, constant energy, and staying informed. But I've been doing this for a long time, so my body clock is basically set to studio mode." She claims that her routine and the manner she lives her life keep her in a state of equilibrium. She says, "That's the key. Burnout occurs when you don't stand up for yourself. I take care of myself. When I am able to, I prioritize getting enough sleep. I make time for my family. There is a way for me to keep mine secure. A look at the financial aspects of living a long life. The fact that Ripa has established a career that extends beyond live has made her one of the most well-known individuals in the field of daytime television. Whether it be working with brands or manufacturing stuff, she has a lot of options available to her. However, she is eager to reiterate that diversifying one's portfolio does not equate to quitting. At the same time, she laughs and says, "I can walk and chew gum at the same time." Just because I have other projects does not mean that I am looking for the exit. It means that I am interested. I like to make things. I like to do new things. Additionally, she asserts that daytime television continues to be a distinctive component of the culture of the United States. According to Ripa, morning TV is intimate in some way. She argues that people let you inside their living rooms and kitchens. They are preparing to leave for work at this moment. Children are the focus of their work. You end up becoming an integral part of their routine. I do not take that in a casual note. Could you even imagine what retirement would be like? Ripa stops talking when she is explicitly questioned about what her retirement may be like. In response to my question, she responds, "That's a funny question. Retirement sounds so final. I don't believe that I am destined to be perfectly still. At some point in the future, she may reduce the amount of work she does or shift her focus, but she believes that complete retirement is still a long way off. It will be my decision," she adds. "If I ever step back, it will be because I feel complete. Not because of a rumor, not because of a milestone. It will be my choice." She claims that she is still experiencing the spark at this moment. According to Ripa, "I still get that little rush of adrenaline before we go live." She also suggests that maybe we'll talk about something else if that ever goes away. However, the adrenaline rush is still present. Gratitude after a quarter of a century. As Ripa reflects on her journey that spanned 25 years, she finds herself thinking more deeply. "When I first started this chapter, I was a young mother," she says. "My children were young," she adds. "They are now of an adult age. Because of my maturation, the show has evolved." She expresses gratitude to the crowd for supporting her over her lengthy career. "People have seen me through so many different times in my life," she says in her statement. "I don't take that type of loyalty for granted, and it makes me feel like a person of little importance." In addition, she had fond recollections of the early days she spent with Philbin. According to Ripa, "Regis taught me a lot about being professional and being spontaneous. He taught me that you can be real and still look good. This is a lesson that has stuck with me." In order to get things straighter after everything is said and done, Ripa wants her followers to hear it from her directly. "I won't just disappear," she declares unequivocally. "I'm not retiring. You'll hear it from me when that day comes. I cannot just disappear." To the fans, I owe them much more than that. As part of her employment, she is aware that she must make educated guesses. "People naturally want to know what's next when you've been somewhere for 25 years, according to her explanation. But sometimes what's next is just more of the same, but better. In the meantime, this means spending more mornings at the office. Continue to discuss. There is more laughter." Ripa may be heard saying, "I'm thankful." She also says, "I'm having a hard time. I am looking forward to it." When someone says something, it does not sound like they are prepared to depart. Looking to the future. Despite the fact that live is undergoing transformations, Ripa is still intent on making advancement rather than coming to an end. "We're always coming up with new segments, new guests, and new ways to connect," she says in her statement. "That process of being creative keeps me interested." She also claims that the capacity of the show to adapt to new circumstances is what keeps it running. Ripa continues to stress, "Live adapts. We show what's going on in the world, but we also give people a break from it. That balance is strong." She flashes a grin in response to the question of what she would say to her supporters who are concerned about her departure. Ripa responded by saying, "I'd say relax. I'm still here and I'm not done." After 25 years, Kelly Ripa continues to be the most influential person on AM television. She claims that she does not want to retire anytime soon, despite the fact that there are whispers and stories about her doing so. She makes the statement, "I've spent half my life on this show. It's a part of who I am. As long as it feels meaningful and fun, I'll keep coming back." Those who follow the news every morning will be able to see that message clearly. Kelly Ripa is not saying goodbye. Rather, she is simply carrying on with a story that has not yet come to an end. For several weeks, folks have been curious about what the future holds for Kelly Ripa on the live broadcast. Rumors about her retirement began to circulate on social media and in the entertainment news after she had served as the host of the long-running morning show for more than 20 years. Have she been making preparations to depart? Had she already begun making preparations for her departure? Was there a more significant shift that occurred when her spouse joined the show as a co-host? Ripa is now discussing everything in her own terms, using her own words. The daytime veteran reflects on her more than 25 years of experience on live and elaborates on what is going to take place in the future in a message that is both heartfelt and straightforward. The narrative, according to Ripa, is not yet complete. Ripa begins her address by stating, "I've seen the headlines and heard the rumors." She then goes on to say, "I want to take a moment to speak directly because I think I owe it to the people who watch me every morning." Ripa's intention is to thank those individuals who watch her every morning. In 2001, Ripa became a member of Live alongside the well-known Regis Philbin. Her acting was the aspect of her profession that garnered the most attention at the time. Yet the daytime show that she hosted would turn out to be the most significant portion of her career. "I had no idea what the future held when I first walked onto that set," she adds in her interview. "I was a young mom with a lot on my plate, and all of a sudden I was sitting next to Regis every morning. It felt like a dream." This was initially a trial run, but it has since developed into a long-term collaboration. Ripa claims that Philbin mentored her in the art of live television. "Regis taught me that you can't fake authenticity," she says in her statement. "The audience knows right away if you're not there or not really interested. That lesson has shaped everything I've done since." Following Philbin's departure, Ripa assumed the role as the show's dependable anchor, aiding the program through a series of host changes and transitions. Subsequently, she worked with Ryan Seacrest, and more recently, she collaborated with her husband, Mark Consuelos. There was something fresh offered in each chapter, but Ripa was always there to provide support for the viewers. Providing an answer to the question of being retired, Ripa does not sidestep the primary inquiry in her reply. Rather, she responds to it in a direct manner. She continues by saying, "Allow me to be very clear. I'm not quitting." She stated that the moment they reached the 25-year threshold, conversation inevitably ensued. When people hear 25 years, they think it's the end, according to the author. They picture a gold watch and a farewell montage. But to me, it feels like a continuation, not an end. Ripa is of the opinion that the rumors became more widespread when she discussed the length of time she spent standing in public. There were many who believed that her sentimental expressions were a covert method of saying goodbye. "I think people sometimes think you're saying goodbye when you say thank you," she explains further. "But saying thank you doesn't mean goodbye. It just means you know how lucky you've been." A reality check. Regarding longevity. According to Ripa, it is quite unusual for someone to continue appearing on a live program on a daily basis for more than 20 years. The timetable is challenging, the requirements are high, and the pace is never slowing down whatsoever. She makes the statement, "This job takes energy, curiosity, and being fully present every morning. I still feel like I can do that." Before continuing, she pauses for a little period and then says, "I'll think about it again the day that I wake up and feel like I'm just going through the motions." According to Ripa, the live format itself is what motivates her to remain interested. She continues by saying, "You can't practice being real. Live makes you respond in real time. That unpredictability is exciting. It keeps me sharp." Making use of Mark Consuelos' services. There were a lot of individuals who believed that the fact that Consuelos became her co-host formally meant that her time on the show was coming to an end. In contrast, Ripa has a different point of view on the matter. She makes the statement, "Working with Mark has given me new energy." It's a different dynamic. We've built a life together off camera, and now we get to share this professional experience as well. That's rare. According to her, the decision was not about putting an end to things, but rather about making changes. She makes the point that Liv has always changed. Bringing Mark on wasn't about getting ready for my exit. It was about embracing something new and real. Ripa claims that due to the fact that she collaborates with her husband, the show is more intimate. She continues by saying, "Viewers see a real marriage. They see the teasing, the fights, and the laughter. That's not scripted. It's just us." And I think that honesty resonates. Keeping in mind the target demographic, as she continues to make her message, Ripa keeps referring to the same thing, the audience. Adding, "I've grown up with this audience," she says. "They've seen me pregnant, watched my kids grow up, and watched me deal with changes in my career and life." According to her, the connection is quite intimate. According to Ripa, morning TV is personal. People watch it while they make breakfast or get ready for work. It's part of their routine. I don't take lightly being invited into that space. According to her, the fact that she has this connection is a significant reason why she wants to continue. "As long as people want me there and I feel like I'm doing something useful, I'll stay," she states confidently. Does retiring ever become a possibility? Ripa vehemently denies that she has any plans to leave immediately, but she does not completely rule out the possibility of retiring in the future. "Of course, I find myself thinking about the future," she continues. "Everyone does. I'm not immune to time. I know that nothing lasts forever." On the other hand, she goes on to emphasize that any decision will be taken with clarity and not with emotion. She makes the statement, "I won't leave because of rumors. I won't leave because someone else thinks it's time. If I ever make that decision, it will be because I feel complete." She is of the opinion that the feeling of completion has not yet arrived. "I still want to talk to you," she adds over the phone. "There are still things I want to share and laughs waiting to happen." The psychological burden of 25 years. As Ripa reflected on her time spent there, she mentioned that the monumental event evoked a range of emotions inside her. 25 years is practically a lifetime in television, she explains. It's hard not to get emotional. She distinctly recalls how uncertain she was when she entered the studio for the very first time. According to her, "I was nervous. I wondered if I belonged there." Over the course of time, that studio ultimately became like a second home to her. Ripa also expresses her gratitude to the individuals who, along her journey, assisted her. In addition, she says, "Regis was a great teacher for me. And from every co-host who has sat next to me since, each chapter helped me grow." She claims that her prolonged appearances on television are not the result of a mishap. She responds, "You have to make some changes. You have to listen and change with the times and the people who watch you." Making sense of the confusion. According to Ripa, some of the rumors about retirement originated from comments that were taken out of context and used in any way they pleased. "When I talk about legacy or longevity, I'm not saying I'm leaving," according to her explanation. "It's reflection. After decades in one place, you have the right to do that." In addition to that, she claims that her position behind the scenes has expanded. In her words, "I'm more involved than I've ever been. I'm making creative decisions, and I care a lot about where the show is going." In contrast to the narrative that she is quietly getting ready to go, she claims that getting involved is contrary to the plot. She makes the statement, "If I were planning to leave, I wouldn't be putting more of myself into the show." It is the official word. Following the conclusion of her statement, Ripa addresses the audience in a direct manner. She says, "So here's the official word," and she is correct. "I'm staying, I'm committed, I'm thankful, and I'm excited." It is not a secret to her that the curtain will be drawn one day. As she continues, she says, "But that day is not today, and it won't be tomorrow." For the time being, she intends to continue beginning each day with the same level of enthusiasm that has contributed to the success of her profession. She continues by saying, "I still get butterflies before we go live. That's how I know I'm in the right place." Looking to the future, even as Live undergoes transformations in order to adapt to the shifting media landscape, Ripa maintains her optimism. "There has been a shift in television," she says, "streaming, social media, and on-demand content. But there's still something special about being together in real time." According to her, the link is what would ensure the continuation of the show. "Live is not just a show," she continues. "It's a group of people gathering together." When Ripa is asked what she wants people to take away from her statement, she maintains a straightforward approach. "I hope they know I'm not going away," she continues to say. "I am still not gone. Still, I am intrigued in it. Furthermore, I am still having a terrific time." Over the course of more than 2 decades, Kelly Ripa's voice has been a fixture on morning television. Her future on Live appears to be secure, despite the fact that there are rumors about it. Regarding the speculations that she is retiring, she has stated that they would have to wait for the time being. Ripa makes the statement, "I'm not going anywhere as long as this feels like home." Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our Kelly and Mark Official YouTube channel for more updated